Hello everyone and welcome back. Today I have another pencil review for you. I have found the Goldfaber Faber Castell line, and that is what our review is on today. So these are them. I found them at Hobby Lobby, and they actually are from Faber Castell, and they are, I believe, the revamped Goldfaber line that Faber Castell has given a little bit of press about, but not much. I think they are revamping their old Goldfaber line. It is a wax-based pencil, okay? Most everybody is or knows about their Polychromos, which is their oil-based big name pencil type thing. So these are new. They're the Creative Studio that they've put out a little bit of press about. And they are really nice, actually. They are supposedly light fast. I don't know. The only thing Faber-Castell has said is that they are light resistant. They have not given an actual light fast rating or anything like that. They're supposed to be smudge proof and light fast and all these other things. I don't have any proof otherwise, but I also haven't tested anything really other than coloring with them. So let's get into this. They are very lightweight, actually. They have this lovely dark gray barrel. It says Goldfaber, Faber Castell. Has the made in Germany. I picked them up at Hobby Lobby for this much, $1.49 a piece. That's where I found them in open stock at Hobby Lobby. The only place I've found them online lately has been from Faber Castell themselves. They are not on Amazon that I could find except for like single pencils. So I don't know about that. Maybe Faber Castell hasn't like really gotten around to stocking Amazon or something. I'm not sure. Fun fact about them is because they're made by Faber Castell, they already have their color matching the same. So the number on here coincides with the Polychromos numbers. Oops, wrong one. That won't show you anything, will it? So this one, for example, is like cobalt turquoise. Although the number is the same, as you can see, the color matching, not so much. Which is fine. I mean, as long as you know what the numbers are on the Polychromos already, I guess. They don't have their names on them, which I find kind of sad. I would want them to have their names on them. I prefer to go by names, not numbers. But, you know, I already have all of the Polychromos, so it's not that big of a deal for me. But this is light cobalt turquoise. They also have, where does the other one go? That's the green one that I don't have out here. This one is light magenta. Yes, light magenta. So we have light magenta, and then there is light flesh, I believe. I don't know where I put that one. And then the other one I had was Indian red. So as you can see, the barrels are just different colors, which I don't understand if it's the same color. And I do find that this is, I don't know, they're kind of in between almost on the color matching for the actual color. So, kind of hit and miss there. Oh, and this one is Helio Reddish Blue or whatever. Helio Blue Reddish. It's the weirdest color name. This one is actually almost spot on compared to the others. So, you know, whatever. I also have a black and a white. Okay, so I grabbed some Prismacolors to match them as well, so that we can have a color off here. Alright. And also have like a white, a black, a gray, and a couple others. So, core size. They are wax based. I don't know if I said that or not. Let's see. Their core size is actually smaller than the Polychromos. As you can see here, their core size is smaller. They're about the same as Prismacolor. About the same core size wise. I don't know what you can... Oh, that's a Prismacolor. What the heck? There it is. Yeah. As you can see, it's still smaller. I don't know. What do you guys think? I think Prismacolor and Polychromos are just about the same. So, I don't know. Yeah, I would say it might be actually a little bit smaller than either the Polychromos or the Prisma. To me, that doesn't really matter, but if it matters to you, then okay. So, let's do some color comparisons here. This is the Goldfaber, and they lay down quite a bit of pigment, and it's very smooth. You can compare this to their Polychromos, which are, of course, they're oil-based, and they are spot on as far as color with the Polychromos. Like that's spot on. We'll see how they go with the others. I haven't compared them yet, so this will be fun for me too. This is the Prismacolor Copenhagen Blue, just for a comparison. I cannot tell those apart, other than for maybe the Copenhagen Blue being a little bit darker. Maybe. They look pretty good though. I'm going to give you a couple of things. Let's see. This is my Polychromos. So we're doing Polychromos down here. Faber Castell. And this is the Goldfaber, and then Prismacolor. So I don't forget again. And then, so this is again light magenta. Yep, their colors are spot on, same colors as the Polychromos, which is awesome, by the way. That's pretty awesome that the colors are the same. Closest I have in the Prismacolor is the pink, which I know is not the same, because I tried to color match, and this is the best I came up with. I do not have a full set of Polychromos, or Prismacolors. I only have the 72 set, so that would be why that is. And then we have the light cobalt turquoise, which is a huge favorite of mine personally. I love this color. And yep, just spot on same. Which I think is really, really great that they have the same colors. And then this is light aqua in the Prismacolors, which is not exactly the same, but it's decently close. This one's, I think, the closest we've got. The Copenhagen Blue. But I think that's gorgeous. Like, yeah, it's awesome. So, there you have it. They're spot on, same as Polychromos. The colors, they are the same color number on here. So it's awesome that they are the same, even if their barrels are not. Look at that. Yeah, the barrels of the Polychromos, I think, are a little bit closer. Oops, wrong one. Yeah, that one, the blue is good, but this one's not. And where'd the pink one go? That's the Goldfaber, and then our Polychromo. Polychromos are definitely closer to the color matched than the Goldfaber pencil ends there. So that's kind of a little sad, but hey, it's not really what matters, honestly. I make color swatches for like everything, like color page swatches with names, numbers, all that, for any of my stuff anyway. So they are numbered, they're not named, but we already have the names if you have the Polychromos. You could look up the Polychromos and then just do that, I guess, and use one of their color charts. That would work since they're the same. These sharpen really, really well, very easily. They sharpen to a really nice point, and they do hold it. Very much like the Polychromos will. So, I mean, they get really sharp. It's really nice. On a softness level, I would say they're actually a little bit softer than Polychromos. Just by a hair, I don't think it's much. Not as soft as Prismacolor, which to me is a good thing because I like detail work. And as you can see, this is not breaking either. So I'm just wearing it down and turning it and wearing it down so I still get a nice fine point on it. So as far as I've experienced, I have not had any wax bloom with them. Here are a couple of the things that I have done with them. This is mixed media paper, so it's very, very toothy, as you can see around the edges. That was just kind of like going over it with a black pencil. This is all done with the Goldfabers. I have not experienced any wax buildup whatsoever. I've read a couple of vlogs and stuff about them, that you can get a pretty easy wax buildup, but I don't know what they're doing. So I haven't had any problems with layering at all. That's a sketch. So layers and stuff like that, like I've been able to continue layering. This has a lot of tooth. This is a lot of layers. And I didn't have any problem with it. Also, one of the things I will point out, is that they do not pull up, the pigment doesn't pull up into a highlight done with a white gel pen like a Prismacolor will. So if you're looking for a Prismacolor comparison on this, many times the pigment of a Prismacolor will pull up into a highlight. Polychromos do not do that, and now the Goldfabers do not do that, which I really love, because it's one of the reasons I don't like to use Prismacolors is because they do that, and I do a lot of gems, so there's that. So the white, which is something that I do like to use, is actually much more opaque because it is wax-based than the Polychromos one. So that's a thumbs up there. Just as a, let you know. Let's see. They don't have as much color dust as Prismacolors do. They do dust some, though. Polychromos, I don't find have almost any dust, whereas Prismacolors do. I think it's just a wax-based thing. I could be wrong, though. But from what I have found is that these do not. They do end up having a little bit more of a waxy sheen than Polychromos, but that's, again, because they are wax-based. So, if you use odorless mineral spirits to blend, you're not going to have problems with that. In the mixed media notebook that I was working on, that's this one that I just showed you, the paper was very, very toothy, and so I had absolutely no problem working up layer after layer after layer. This is cardstock, and I already see that this is a little bit more shiny than my Polychromos are, which is normal, I guess, since, you know, they're wax-based, which is fine. I have blended them in my notebook, as you could see, but we'll do that for you guys. We can go from our light aqua here, or it's light cobalt turquoise, to, let's do the light magenta, see if we can make purple for you guys. Use very, very light hand whenever you're layering and blending. And these blend very nicely together, I think. And you're just going to go back and forth with the colors a couple of times, and you just get a gorgeous blend. I actually do like these as a wax-based pencil, because they don't have the problems that I have with Prismacolors. So as you can see, we get just a beautiful blend there. See how dark we can get this. If we scrub it on there real hard, you can see how dark it can get. Now is actually when I'm pushing pretty hard, so I think you can hear. But I like it. It just blends together all by itself, and I really like that. As you can see, it's still putting on more pigment and more pigment and more pigment, and just taking it even after I've pushed on it pretty hard. So can you still see that? I can still see that it's putting on more pigment. I don't know if you can or not. I hope you can. That's just pretty. That's where it starts color dusting. See? Little bit. Yeah, a little bit. That's not a lot, man. It's not a lot. If you're experienced with Prismacolors, you know about color dust. This is as color dusty as it seems to get. So I think that's about it, though. I don't think it's going to give me any more layers. Trying to smudge it a little bit, and it does not budge. Like, look at that. It does not budge at all. I really like that. I really do. You can get Prismacolors to smudge. Look at that. If I push hard enough, we get a little bit of smudge. A little bit. But yeah, I actually think they smudge less than the Polychromos. But yeah, like, these are just not... Once I've really pushed that in there and layered it, these are not budging at all. That's awesome. That's pretty cool. Check that out. I've also pushed a lot harder on these than I have on these. So that means that this is more into the tooth of the paper as well than these are. So, something to think about. Let's see. I usually use just a big white eraser when I work with colored pencils. These are the Polychromos. And you can usually get away with picking up the color from those. You gotta definitely work at it a little bit, but you can get those up. They erase pretty good. And then, of course, we know Prismacolors, they just kind of stick everywhere. But you can get those up if you really try. But, alright, well, these are the ones that are really scrubbed on. Let's see how much we can get up. Dude, that's actually not bad. For having really scrubbed on it, that's not that bad. That's pretty cool. Maybe if you have one of those, like, battery-operated ones, operated erasers, like, you could probably get up just about anything with that. That's awesome. We give it a thumbs up. Alright. As far as pigment goes, as you can see, they're pretty stinking pigmented, which I really enjoy, honestly. Of course. But, I think it looks really, really great. They're very soft, like I said. And you're able to go pretty light and go pretty dark with them, just depending on the pressure you're using. See if I can go lighter with this. I try and use a very, very light hand. I mean, wow, I'm like barely touching the paper. Look at that. I try and use a very, very light hand when I'm coloring because I do a lot of gems, which takes a lot of layering. So that's like barely touching the paper, and that is definitely very pigmented. Pigmented. Oh my gosh. We can go right into that light blue. Look at that. That's awesome. I do like these, and I've been having quite a bit of fun with them. Ooh, you know what I can do? I can show you things. This is their white. Like I said, it's not as good as a Prismacolor white, because Prismacolor whites are notorious for their opacity and how great they are at coverage. But this is actually better than a Polychromos white, in my opinion, because it is wax-based, so it does have more opacity than a Prismacolor white, but not as much, has more opacity than a Polychromos white, not as much as a Prismacolor white. But that looks pretty stinking good, right? Like, if I press really hard, you can really get in there, but it also color dusts up. So, but that is going over it with the white. So you can see that it really does, like, actually cover some. Which, if you're doing gems and you have a problem holding on to the light in your gems, especially with Polychromos, that's actually something to look at, since these would be very comparable with them. As far as being able to work with them in same colors and stuff like that. Unless you use, you know, a Prismacolor white or something like that, I would totally grab one of these. I've heard the best pencil is the luminescence white for getting whites that are strong and really bright, and it's very opaque. I don't have one. I don't know. I've just heard that from a lot of people. So, there you have it. But anyway, I really do like their white. I use a lot of white and black in my sketchbooks, which is originally what I picked them up for, is to have extra whites and extra blacks for doing my tone tan sketchbook work. I do have a tone tan sketchbook and a toned gray, and I love working in just black and white with those. So that's why I picked them up originally, and then I went back and got colors, because I love color. So, there you have that. I don't know what else to tell you about them, other than I really do like them. They do blend beautifully. Oh, you know what I could show you? Let me grab some of my odorless mineral spirits. This is odorless mineral spirits with them. Like magic, man. Like magic. Blends it out beautifully. Odorless mineral spirits is one of my favorite ways to blend. But as you can see, you actually don't need it. They will blend by themselves just beautifully, which Polychromos will too, I think. I am not a huge fan of the Prismacolor, but that's my personal opinion. But Prismacolor blends well by themselves as well. But for the sake of time, a lot of times I will use odorless mineral spirits also to get rid of the little white spots. I don't like white spots, and it takes a lot more time to get rid of them with just the pencils than if you're using a blender. So like I said, I really do like these pencils. The only place I have found them, like I said, online is from Faber Castell themselves. I believe their biggest set right now is like a 32 set or 36 set or something like that. So I have not found a lot of them. I believe that they're still working on bigger sets. But that's all I have found. So there's not a lot of information on them at this point. But I'm looking forward to more. And if you want just extra pencils that are wax-based instead of oil-based maybe? I don't know. But these are a lot of fun to just kind of have around. I've had them sitting and just hanging around with my sketchbooks. So, there you have it. I hope you've enjoyed it. And now you know more. Because we all need more pencils. Alright. Talk to you guys next time. Bye.